Hello, good morning. If you notice something a little different today, yes, he's holding the gas can and not the one that I gave him. He's holding the one
But I'm going to win.
that's part of the giveaway.
I'm going to win it.
You are not going to win. Do you have crusties in your eye?
Yeah, because I lost sleep over you.
Did you shower today? Did you try showering with the gas can and failed?
I changed all my passwords on every account that I have. It is very clear.
And
that
I
she
figured them out.
cannot be trusted.
Oh, please.
Very clear.
You can never change passwords from the person in the house who pays all the bills.
Nope, can't be trusted. Sorry.
Can
Can't even trust you to
we...
cut my hair.
Do you see this? What do you guys think today? He got all dressed up for you. You look so pretty. I like the patriotism.
Well, my mullet is curly, and your mullet's straight. So what do you want me to do?
I showered today, like I tend to do every day of my life. It's a good habit to get into. You might want to give it a try sometime.
No, we don't have any money for soap or water.
Oh,
You like to give everything away. So we have to fund your giveaways.
I'm going to take the giveaway and tell the gentlemen and ladies how they can enter when we start now.
Don't bother. I'm going to win it.
Hi, everyone. If everyone's having a wonderful Saturday morning. And I'm just going to remind you that we have a giveaway that I started yesterday.
Oh, and another one after that. Another one after that. Let's just give everything.
Somehow something fell on my head and I thought we should celebrate his accomplishments.
I don't want it. You don't listen.
And basically, there is a giveaway for, he has one of these. I bought him one too. I would never leave him out. See, in our house, I just can't wait to bring children into it because if I get the child something, I'm going to have to get a second one for daddy. That's how this household works. He's so used to being the one and only. So, of course, since I got one for you, I had to buy one for him. So you have your own. And if you want me to attach a $50 bill to it, I can. But anyway, you have the opportunity from now until Saturday, June 20th, Father's Day weekend, to comment in the chat on our lives. Also, if you happen to miss it, which life does happen, we understand. Oh my God, you're sweating on that.
It's my aggravation.
That's just gross. If you happen to miss the live, you can always go back for the replay and comment on the live after it's posted. That's fair and square. And enter yourself into the giveaway. On Saturday, June 20th, we'll announce the winner. And on that day, Father's Day weekend, we have, I guess I should say I have, because clearly he's not the giveaway type.
Nope.
I have something special in store for you for Father's Day weekend giveaway. Something different, something I have not seen on any channel yet. It's going to be a little bit different to enter on this one.
I'm not going to be on that live. I'm going to be on the
father's
other end.
involved on this one.
I'm going to be on the other end and participate.
He just wants to win the live. That's the problem. Whatever it is that they're winning, I will buy you one too. Don't worry.
I'll get it, and then I'll win that too. I'll get both.
We have a prize bin, like at school here at the house. You know, he does well. He gets to pick out of the prize bin. It's just a good time. Yeah. Let's go ahead and say hello on this lovely Memorial Day weekend, remembering why we're truly grateful to be here. Thank God we're here. Thank God we're able to be here together. And it's because of those before us who were brave enough to let it be a safe place for us to be here. Good morning, Lucky. Good morning. Yeah, we have a guest who likes to come around once in a while. We do not tolerate cussing here at Pat Taste Performance.
Wait till you see a video that I have coming out. I lost it. Sorry.
Yeah, cussing is not allowed. And this individual has a young baby, which I'm surprised that he would be so foul. So Bama, good morning. Welcome, welcome. I love it. The Mud Mowers for Life boys in the house. Very cute. I love it. We have Breezy. Good morning. Uncle Ed. Good morning. And we have Jack Bray. You made my day. Good morning. How are you? How are you? How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Ashley. Good morning. Mark. Good morning.
Mrs. Tucker, good morning. How are you?
Yes.
See, he was cutting his grass. Yeah, we're going to cut the grass today, and then it's supposed to rain all day today.
How are you going to cut the grass if it's going to rain?
Monday I'm going to do it. Monday I'm going to start my lawn care vlog, so that'll be cool.
Okay.
I might have to brave Home Depot most today to get a few things. We'll see. It's raining.
You've never experienced anything till you've experienced lawn care season with the mister.
Not allowed in my grass.
Oh, it's a very sensitive time in the Pate household. There is no stepping on the grass. He's very sensitive about his seed. Things get hot. It's like Jersey Shore meets lawn care. Woo!
That's a horrible analogy. Can you explain that? Go ahead, explain that.
I've seen you out there on your lawn in some interesting get-ups, kind of like what you see on their episodes.
Like what?
Kind of like what you're wearing now.
Nope.
Yes. Nope. There's always some kind of fiasco. He goes and picks up like mulch during this time of the year on Mandingo. And they pile so much mulch on Mandingo. Like, there comes Mandingo creeping down the street. And there's got to be, how many feet high of mulch hanging off of Mandingo? Like, that's like the crazy kind of stuff you'd see on their episodes. It's wild. It's wild. You went to see our poor delivery person dropping off his Kentucky fescue. It was a little teeny, he must have been like 90-pound Amazon delivery guy. And it was a 50-pound bag of Kentucky. I'm sorry. Even worse. A 55-pound bag of Kentucky fescue. I think it weighed half of his body weight. This poor kid was struggling up the driveway, and he literally just threw it. He gave up. It was like a marathon that it was like, I can't do this. And clearly, if we would have known he was coming, I would have helped him. But I was teaching in the other room online, and we saw this on the camera after. But the poor kid, this thing weighed like half his body weight. But this is the kind of stuff he likes to. And then he orders like mushroom stuff, like not the kind like that's naughty, but like stuff you spray on your. It's just like he's like a mad scientist at this time of the year. And then don't step on the lawn, whether he knows you or not. Good Lord, like God forbid you're a stranger walking by and just happen to creep on the lawn. He's got no shame in his game to let you know, like you shouldn't be near the lawn.
Rude as hell. That's what the driveway's for.
Oh my God.
Walk the damn driveway.
Mom, good morning. How are you, Mama P? Thomas, it's good to see you. Thomas, you missed my live yesterday, Thomas. Don't forget to enter the giveaway. And yes, I think it was Mastermind who said, today would have been a great day to give the mister a haircut. I agree. I am always in to try to give this man some kind of grooming. Anything. I even told him we don't have to take it all off. Let's just give it a little trim. There's nothing wrong with that. I even saw in our neighborhood, I don't know about you guys, there's these like mobile dog grooming vans that go around. I was so tempted to be like, hey, holler, over here. We've got someone for you. They probably would have thought we were crazy because he's not a puppy. But they've got all the right equipment. Like, why not? And I saw little Sparky get done and come out of the mobile van. Like, he looked all done up, and they had a bandana on him too. I'll pay extra if you want like a little American flag bandana on. Casey, good morning.
Mr. Casey B.
Casey,
I don't know what happened to us. Me and Casey, I went live on Instagram. I hadn't done it in a while. And I forgot, what did I do? I forgot what I did on
I
Instagram.
wasn't there.
And
honey,
Casey
I don't
actually
know.
joined. We had a lovely conversation, and then I don't know
Was
what
it
happened to
lovely?
it afterwards. Yeah, it didn't post. It was weird. I don't know if I did something wrong. She handles all my social media. She teaches me how to do certain things, and the rest is up to her. So
Oh
I'll have to have her
my
look
word.
into it.
Ken, you know what? Yes, it may be his Duck Dynasty costume. He could. You know what? I love those guys. Those guys are funny.
Yeah, I missed that.
And those guys are making bank. So you know what? If this ensemble will get him the same, yes, it is his Duck Dynasty costume.
But they were well off before the show. And then they were well off because I think they got rid of the show because they didn't want to stand down on what they believe in. So
You
that
know
was
what,
pretty
honey?
cool. They couldn't put a price on.
You're well off on love.
Mhm.
Hear them?
Can't be loving off on anything else. You give it away.
Aw. So how's the lockdown over there, guys? Mister, you're out working outside on the front lines. How are things like on your end, like in the working area? Like how are things trucking and busy wise? Like how are things out there?
Let me see. Lockdown, it's probably horrible in the sense of my job. We just lost another account in the sense that they couldn't survive of what's going on. So they almost shut down. They were bought up by another company. So we're probably going to have another round of layoffs, honestly. I will survive that round. Probably have maybe 2 more after that. And I might have to start getting a little bit nervous. I'm in the union, so it doesn't go by merit, unfortunately. It goes by seniority. We've had 2 layoffs so far, and we lost 3 good people. One of them, I thought that they would not get rid of and they would find a way around him, but they couldn't. So it was
Seniority
kind of
seniority list, right?
yeah, seniority. And me and him, we're kind of the same. We're both hard workers. We never say no.
It's always the good ones, right?
Say yes. Never complain. You know, we just keep doing. So it's kind of shocking per se. You know, I just thought somehow, some way, they would have kept him. Trucking wise, still busy, which is weird. Even though we're going to be having layoffs again, we don't know. We're guessing. Like I said, we lost another account. People are still dying for sure. Had to go on a roll call to a undisclosed location to a truck that had bodies in it. It's pretty wild. They wouldn't let me on the grounds, even though everything was out in the open, without getting tested, which was weird. I think I posted on the community page.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I pointed at what they were in. I says, I guess those guys failed, right? And they didn't find that funny. So, no mask, no gloves. I wish I had my GoPro on me just to film their reaction of me,
You can't.
doing what I had to do. Just, lo and behold.
Yeah.
Social distancing is definitely in effect.
Yeah.
We have like a BJ/Costco, just like stuff on my travels, what I see. And it's like another version of Walmart where you could buy things in bulk at a discounted price. They're doing social distancing. They are monitoring how many people go into the store, and then you have to wait. Home Depot is doing the same exact thing. Lowe's is not practicing social distancing. You could go in as you please, as many people as you like. It's kind of up to you to practice social distancing. People aren't. Workers aren't. Some of them, you're supposed to have a mask. And I've seen people without mask. I don't care. I'm not going to start a fight. I'm not going to start an argument. I put on my mask, even though I won't outside of that. I think we just need to respect each other's views and opinions. And, I'll put on a mask to make sure the person, in front of me feels comfortable or feels safe, because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of things going on right now. And it's bigger than this virus and bigger, than us. So I don't want to be selfish and greedy in that aspect.
Yeah. And unfortunately here in New York, Jack, and in other parts of our country, it's not just hitting adults and elderly, it's hitting children.
Kids, yeah. Made a lot of the guys at my job really upset.
We're getting a lot of reports on the education end of those reports, and it is a lot of children between the ages of 4 and 8. In New York alone, we're up to almost 248 cases within just about a week and a half. So that's a lot of children to lose in a short amount of time. And so right now they're trying to shut down, like fully shut down the schools as far as closing them up. The schools were already shut down here as far as educating the children within the schools. But we're trying to close up shop. But the problem is, as they close up the schools for the remaining part of the year, like actually so that no one re-enters them for the summer, more cases of COVID are happening as they're re-entering. So they're having to stop that as well. It's just hard. Everybody has views and opinions. Ken, I noticed a comment that you made about first in, first out. You know, I have to tell you, from the union end of things, yes, that's true. First in, first out. Yep. But the problem is this. The bill that's up at the Senate right now that's going to affect teachers, nurses, unions, that's your truckers, your Teamsters, your anyone who's unionized. Anybody. This first in, first out would cut 20% of those unions. So your first in, first out could potentially cut in some areas. I'll give you, for example, in teaching and nursing. That could mean your nurses and teachers, for example, that have 10 to 12 years in. So that's your first in, first out. That's how deep these cuts could be during a time where we need these truckers and these unions and these nurses and these doctors and police officers. We need them the most. So we're in a desperate state of affairs over here, Jack. We're not in good shape budgetarily. The government's budgetarily not in good shape. And we're still waiting for the Senate to make some decisions. So it's not good over here. It's not good at all.
The road call I went on, what was it, Thursday? If I couldn't fix that truck within 10, 15 minutes, I needed to make a phone call so they could send out another one to take over. Because whatever was on that trailer was essential.
Time sensitive.
And yes, needed to get to where it's going.
Yeah.
And that's been like that for the past couple of weeks. And even certain situations, even longer. Sometimes, there has been a roll call where the service truck leaves and there's another truck right behind it, just in case, just in case. So it's, it's pretty, things are at an all high. One of our shops had three cases mechanic wise. So it's been kind of wild. And we're a bigger shop. We're open 24/7. We see a lot more volume, and we're just shocked that we haven't gotten anything yet. So, we're just grateful. How is it shopping wise for you? Because I don't do that. I run away. I haven't gone to any store except I think I had to go to Lowe's for something. At Home Depot, I had to go to Home Depot when I was on a road call. Freaked out. So
I will say I limit to where I go. I know coworkers of mine who do shopping at some of like the bigger stream stores by us. There's still limitation on like toiletry goods, cleaning goods. I know some of the gentlemen have talked about meats. Here, they just limit you to like how many you can get. But so far, knock on wood, thank God, they've been stocking and restocking. Something that we do here at our household. Ow, my hand. Oh my God. Yeah. Something that we've always done here. We support the local farmers. So I'm part of a group that we order from the local farmers. So that's something that I'll continue to do even through this, and something you should all look into as well. Not even just a COVID thing, just supporting those local guys and making sure we're making, those purchases through them. And there's actually, they're set up with like delivery services now, and supporting those services. So look into them. I know nationwide here in the States, we have them. And the restaurants are actually encouraging you to look into purchasing from your local farms, because that's what I know many of the restaurants around here do. So if they're not doing it as much, if we can pick up that end of it, that would be so helpful. But overall, thank God, not so bad.
What about school? What about next year? What do they play next year already?
So, that we're on the fence. So,
that was a very
interestingly
long, that was
enough,
a very long day. Oh my God.
So we were up at the mister came up after work one day to help me shut down the school. We basically had to package up all the belongings for the children, close down the rooms, obviously. Yesterday I went back up there again to handle the administrative things like the treasury, field trips that didn't happen, got to get checks out to parents. Parents don't want to pay for trips that didn't happen, so you have to get reimbursements out to them. It's a lot of work. But for next year, there's a lot of rumors coming out from the CDC over here, guidelines for opening up and reopening. If people looked at those guidelines that came out through Facebook and the internet, there were misspellings in them. It was a hoax. They weren't real reopening guidelines. So right now, I know our governor is saying that we're stage 4 reopening, phase 4 reopening. He's not even thinking about that. I'm imagining it is going to be quite some time till we hear in New York about any type of reopenings. We still have so many cases here. We are planning on right now, evidently, online virtual learning, but there is still a chance.
Crazy.
They're preparing 2 ways, virtually, and they're also preparing for like staggered learning, meaning like if you are last name A through M, you'll come in morning for classes. And if you are the rest of the alphabet, you'll come in a latter part of the day. And the hardest part is small children. For some of you who have the little ones, or you remember when your kids were really small, put a mask on them, tell them not to go near their teacher, their other, classmates, remain 6 feet apart, put 25 of those children in a room together. That's a lot to ask for when they're that small. Picture, even a preschool. So there's a lot of things they have to think about. Busing. The guidelines are saying that buses, they would have to be a seat apart from each other. And that would only mean for how many kids on one bus. So how many bus routes would have to take place just to get to kids to the school. So Jack, it's a lot to take into consideration here, but without the kids being in school, how are the parents getting back into the workforce? That's the question too. So it's a lot.
So it's like funny. So when she knew her school was going to be shut down indefinitely, there was no surprise. But I feel terrible because when Cuomo actually shut down the school, I was up here trying to edit a video and she came up here hysterical crying. And I kind of gave her not a shoulder to cry on. I gave her the business. I'm not saying I'm proud of that, right? But then when I helped her go to the classroom, I'm like, all right, I'm sorry. Like you could just tell, like it almost looked like someone like in like frozen in time. Like you just tell, like it was something in motion and just completely stopped. And I'm like, when I went to the classroom, it kind of hit me. And I'm like, right, you know what? I'm sorry. I understand where you're coming from, And then you hear her kids, crying in the classroom, well, on TV, whatever, the computer, how they can't understand why they can't see their friends or they can't see her and why they can't say hello or goodbye. So what they've been doing is they've been creating little videos and sending them to her or sending them to each other. It's pretty interesting what these kindergartners can do, more than I can when it comes to technology.
Yeah, I took a video of when I first walked back into the room, and it was exactly like the mister said. The building was just things falling off the walls,
yes,
everything
yes.
we literally had to abandon ship, not go back. It was so sad. In my room, like the last kid's birthday, like even all of that was just left, like right on the tables. And it was kind of like Armageddon. Like you just left and you didn't walk back in. And it's just hard. There's staff members. I've been getting a lot of calls from that younger group of staffing. Like Ken just said, first in, first out. They're all asking me, Mrs. Pate, did you hear anything about our budget yet? Do you know what's going on with our jobs? And it's so hard because we're waiting on, to hear about cuts, and school districts have votes coming up soon as well. That could be another layer of cuts, and every job, every business, everybody's going through it, and it's just so hard. But before we send out the link, the mister and I just wanted to say one quick thing about this weekend. Memorial Day weekend is something special to all of us, something special to each and everybody's family. For those of you who have family that have served, for those of you who have served, friends that you know, we are eternally grateful to you. I know it's a difficult situation to be in, to have those who have served and who are no longer. If you have served or know someone who has, what they're going through and what they've been through. Something that is so important to the Mister and I, people can talk a lot about taking care of your veterans. You hear a lot all the time about support your veterans, don't leave them out in the dust, and you should do for them. And it wasn't until the Mister and I started volunteering our time to our local veterans. We go to a local veterans hospital on quite a regular basis. Now during COVID, they're not allowing that. But before that, the Mister and I are regulars. I have my little side boyfriends. They don't want him around when I'm there. And we just love them to pieces. They are another little family of ours. And what we will say is this. We are, whether it's going to be in this video or the one he posts on Memorial Day, we'll make sure that we can get some links in there of like some places they can make donations to, right, honey? Like, yeah. Some ones that are official and tried and true. People should not be setting up funds on your own. You should be doing it through accredited foundations. That is what we've learned over the years. Do not set up a foundation on your own. Do it through an accredited one already that is established. And we will get those links to you. But I have to tell you, everyone always says, I don't volunteer my time because I don't have the time. We're working 3 and 4 jobs round the clock. You see what this guy is doing throughout a day. He's got like 1 day a week that he's actually around. That's the day that we actually chisel out time to go. And we're talking on a good month, we're going weekly. Everyone's township, everyone's state has veterans homes, places to go. Some of them you actually have to apply to volunteer. Some of them are walk-in.
Crazy, which is crazy.
But they're protecting the veterans. Some of them that you have to apply to go. They're protective of the guys and the gals. I will say the one that we go to, their spouses are allowed to be there with them. But I have to tell you, the half hour or hour, or when we go, we've been there a whole day on some days. We'll have lunch with the guys.
It's almost impossible to volunteer at a VA, right? You have to apply.
It's not impossible, but once you apply, it takes weeks to get accepted.
No, but it almost is impossible because you just can't come and go as you please. You almost have to treat it like a job. They give you a schedule. You have to be there for a certain amount of hours,
they need your
minimum
commitment.
hours.
Yeah.
You know, if we have something going on, we'll run in there for a half hour, and then we'll be on a merry way. You can't do that at the VA. If you're scheduled for 4 hours, you're scheduled.
Yeah.
It's like.
But if you can make a stronger commitment, that's a wonderful option for you.
Absolutely. We just.
As far as if you have children that are looking for those high school credit hours or those honor society hours, they can make the commitment to things like that. But guys, don't talk about helping the veterans. Do something about it. Actually give your time. If you can't give once a week, give once a month. A couple of hours, the smile that you'll see on their faces, it's priceless. You have to see that they have entertainment hour at these places. It's all built into their curriculum there.
Boy Scouts,
and
Columbus.
And where we go, it's a hospital. These guys are either paraplegic.
It's on the premise of the hospital.
But they're also being treated by the hospital as well.
Correct.
So it's amazing. It really, really, really is. But do your part. Don't just talk the talk. And
do what you can.
Do what you can in the ways that you can. So we'll make sure we have those links for you of where you can help them out. If maybe just donating a couple bucks to these foundations is the way that you can go. But if you are interested, I'm telling you, once you donate that first little bit of time, right? Like, it's hard to not want to go back.
Yeah, you make a connection. You make a connection.
They're really sweet. But we're going to drop that link in. We've been going on. I'm so sorry. We've been going on long enough. Long enough. I'm so sorry.
Especially after yesterday. Jesus. Go live 2 days in a row. It's crazy.
Sorry. Yeah, they are, and I'm telling you, the stories that you will get from these guys. Oh my goodness, it is oh God, and this guy is like a history guy. Like he just sits there and will go on and on and on with these guys.
History.
I love
2
it.
days live, say it ain't so. That's right, Maddie. Good morning, Ken. How are you?
Yay!
It's only been 5 days, whatever. Hey, Jason, I was at the dealer this morning because you're a Toro guy.
Yeah.
There's a new model. I don't know if you know it, but I guarantee you they're going to start calling it the Pate Performance Model.
It's the new
Zoom
SR4.
in on me. I'm going
Right?
to show you. Zoom in. I'm going to show you.
It's the new SR4, right?
Take a look.
Hold on. Right? No.
Oh, not us.
Look at the colors.
Yep, that's the new SR4. They took my advice.
Oh my word!
That's the Pate's blacked out version.
Yep. And there's the electric start on the back, so they went back
Yep.
to the roots instead of burying it inside. Yep.
Yep.
I could have told you that. Yeah, see? I want my check from them. I want my check.
You know what my dealer said to me, though? The first thing my dealer said to me, who the hell would buy this ugly-ass mower? He goes, it looks like it was painted with Krylon.
Oh, my gosh.
And I said, I know just a guy. I said, it's got the Honda hubcap treatment. It's got everything.
Well, you know what? How much is that? How much is that? Electric start? Has to be what? Anywhere like
Six and change?
Yeah, okay. I thought it was
Ridiculous.
around 8. Oh, we got
It depends. There are different variables with that.
Yeah, nope, this side.
But as soon as I saw that, I go, it's a Jason model. That's it.
Morning, Lucky.
Morning,
Hey,
Mike.
we
How are
want
you?
the royalty check on that, though.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, Mike.
Whoa. What's up, Ellis? How are
Hey,
you?
Alex.
What's
Morning.
going on?
Are you working inside? Or are you working outside today?
Oh, outside today, man. We've had like 4 days of rain over here, and so I just kind of took it
You got
easy
it
for
now.
a couple of days.
You worked on your exercise bike and you did your bathroom, right?
That's right. Yeah, or the bike's over here somewhere, right?
Mr. Pate, you definitely look like Cheech and Chong.
There you go. Just needs a doobie.
Yep.
No haircut. Ellis, how are you staying so clean shaven? What the hell?
Well, I had my girlfriend help me out last week. She was able to buzz me. So
Oh, we gotta figure something out. My barber opened back up, and I told him no. I don't know. I'm being funky about this. I don't know what to do.
mine did too. Mine was going to. The state allowed them to, but the city that he works in did not. So he's still probably doing house calls and stuff, but he lives about an hour away, and usually I meet him about halfway at his shop. So I'm not gonna make him do a call that far away.
I mean, you're based here in God's country. Jeez, you're all the way out there, huh?
Yeah, I'm about an hour north of Raleigh, so I'm outside of all the sprawl and all the main civilization, so to speak.
So that's
You gotta get a hold of Ken's barber. He does house calls.
No, actually, in his garage, in incognito, he's like looking to make sure the neighbors aren't watching, because they could lose their license if they do it at the wrong time. They got to watch.
Is he still giving you superstar and wine?
This time, no. But he, here's strange though. I fixed his mower for him last year. I put on a brand new plastic carb on a Briggs Classic. He tried to start it this year, and I don't know what the heck happened. Ellis, maybe you've seen this. The flywheel key had sheared, but he didn't hit anything. He has nothing in the yard. He has nothing. His grass is perfect. He's Italian, the perfect grass, but nothing that would hit the crankshaft. Yet he sheared the key. His wife almost broke her arm. She actually broke the T handle trying to pull it.
Wow.
A 79-year-old lady broke the handle trying to pull it, and she didn't break her arm. So,
Now you women are tough, man.
oh,
So Ellis,
Sure.
so that's why you saw a lot of tractors, right? Where are you getting all these push mowers from people? There are people actually brave enough to try and push mow their property.
I still have a little bit of mix of everything where I live. So the city that I live in is Oxford, North Carolina. When you go north, I'm pretty much the only thing or the only major city for these folks within about an hour and a half radius north of me. So I get a lot of people coming from Southern Virginia and whatnot picking up riders from me. And then you got, people that want to use trim mowers for push mowers and things like
Oh, okay.
that. So
I
get
love
a
the
whole
tall
mix.
trees. I love your trees. You got
Oh
beautiful-
man,
You know what they call, Ellis? Location is prime for business.
Yeah, that's right.
I tell you,
You got
I
the
moved-
location.
Yeah, I moved from a more populated area about, almost 2 years ago now, and I thought that I was going to lose a lot of business coming up here, and it's been quite the opposite.
But people will catch on because I used to be almost the only act in town. Now there's a lot more sharks in the game.
Yeah.
Especially with what's going on. People are on lockdown. There are a lot of mechanics that are turning into that aren't working in the automotive industry. Now they're turning into foreign. But we're still pushing. We're still pushing.
I know. I'm thankful to be in this industry, because there's a bunch of other ones that are not going right now. Thankfully, the grass is immune to all this.
But with a lot of that rain, I told you on Instagram, a lot of that rain is going to make it grow.
Oh, I know. It's a race to get some more stuff ready now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's supposed to rain all day today, so I'm kind of screwed, but we'll figure it out.
Don't worry, you got Monday.
Mondays for me.
That's it. Thank God for the 3-day weekend. Tell you, I was like dragging butt all week. Tell you, I was stuck in the shop pretty much all week myself, taking care of the office work in the shop. It was crazy.
So they basically opened that. So did they open you guys up or no? That they're busy again.
We're at phase 1 in Rhode Island. We'll be phase 2 in June 1st. As of yesterday, it doesn't seem like nothing's closed. There's so much traffic out there, no one's paying attention to anything.
Yeah, it's freaking dangerous.
Yeah, but Connecticut, he increased it one more month. He pissed everybody off because they were all set to start on the 20th, and that night before, a consortium of hair cutters in Fairfield County said, "We can't be safe. We can't do this." He extended it 30 days. Oh my God, did he get everybody angry?
I don't know how that's going to work, Ken, because you got the Foxwoods up there. And tell you what, there's a lot of people here in Rhode Island. We travel to Foxwoods, and I tell you right,
Son, we got both of them.
Yep, and that's June 1st. They're supposed to be opening, and you're going to get a lot of people that's going to be traveling, go up there because our casinos are still going to be closed until end of June.
Yeah.
Well, look at our governor. Our governor makes no sense at all. He wanted to align with Rhode Island and Jersey on everything.
Excuse me.
And then what happens? He turns around and he aligns with you guys. And our own mayor in New York City made beaches. So we're not even aligning with our own state.
Yeah, we can't even come to terms.
Yeah, the UK at the moment sending kids back on the 1st. They're trying to, but parents don't want to send them back.
I don't know.
But
It's so hard to send them and then retract again. It's easier to hold off and then do it the right way. It's a lot of money to send a district, or I don't know what you call them over by you, but to send a district back and then have to pull it back and redo it costs millions. So that's why we're holding off here. But it's hard for the parents. They've got to get back to work.
yeah, they can't.
It's hard. There's no right answer. It's hard. It's hard.
So how are you then, Lucky? How are you then, Els? Ken, how are you then, all?
Sparky.
I'm still here.
Yeah, it's going great.
I'm still here.
You call it living in an area like us, right? You live near a lot of farms, correct, Sparky?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Get a little hot in here.
so you took off your bandana.
We'll turn on the AC. We'll do that on my shirt. What do you want to do?
We're good.
But now, what you're talking about, now there's a lot more cars on the road. And oh my God, it is an absolute nightmare. I have never seen so many single car accidents in my life. I actually turned on my Facebook and I'm like, guys, I understand. Take a quick couple of laps around your block before you go out and try and go anywhere.
It's like people forgot how to drive in New York all over again,
I seen 2 cars that didn't even bother making a turn. And he just went right off the highway into the trees, into the bushes. We just want to shit.
Well, here where we live, the council people have gone mad at everyone The beaches are packed, and there's like no social distance, nothing. There's no shops open, there's no toilets open, nothing open, and everyone's trying to cram down here from everywhere possible. There was a lady come down here from Scotland who's come travelling all the way down here in a camper van, and she's just packed up. She's got a £500 fine.
Yeah, it's people are just getting a little stir crazy, and I understand.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we need to just take a step back, take a deep breath, and take it, for it is what it is. There is no answer to this, I feel personally. We always have to take it in stride, respect each other. If someone wants to practice social distancing, then you have to respect it. Don't try and shove anything down their throat. Because everybody's experiencing this in a different way.
Yeah.
My wife, it's like, oh.
Yeah, people don't know how to drive anymore. People don't know how to act.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Our speed limit on 95 is 65 max speed. I travel anywhere from 70 to maybe 65 to 70, say around there. And I have cars flying by me every morning and every day on the way home, and they're doing about 80, if not 100. And the cops just let them go. They feel like it's an open highway. They could be able to go faster, but we're in a why are they in a rush to get home or go to work? It's the same
I
thing.
think they're in a rush.
You want to know why the cops don't do it? Because I don't know, maybe else you don't know, they banned gas-powered leaf blowers where I live.
Okay.
They feel that it spreads the coronavirus.
Oh, really?
So there's an app that you can download called the Nextdoor app, and you put your address in, and you're only tied to people within your community. And there are people calling the cops on each other and on landscapers using gas. So that's why they can't stop speeders. They're busy trying to enforce. It's wild. And I fought tooth and nail. I even wrote to who's that guy? Our supervisor. Like, you're an idiot in a nice way. We had a storm here with 65-mile-an-hour winds. So what does that have to do with I'm like, oh my God. My biggest fear is that once they take something away, they're not going to give it back.
It's always hard to get things done.
Because they've been trying to push that for a while around here.
Well, hey, I see, Jason, they do it in a lot of gated communities, where they have their own bylaws and things. I've seen that a lot here.
What do they call it? Was that town? No, not townships. What do they call that? Oh, well, you have to pay a fee. What do they call that?
Well, common charge.
And you have to have strict guidelines. You can't have. They have to approve certain colors of your house, this or that.
Well, it's like anything else. We want to be careful about what laws they put into act right now, whether it's your job, my job, or anyone else's, because once they're on the books, getting them back are gonna, getting them taken off are gonna be hard. So,
Brandon, BS, if you could get a hold of me through Messenger, give me the size. I'll send you some.
Oh, very nice.
aw,
Good morning, Barbara. How are you?
good morning.
Doing good. Miss Pate,
Hi, love.
down here in our school system,
Yeah.
they said that they're giving parents either you can go ahead and send your kids next year, or you can go ahead and do the online schooling. It's free, and that's what we're going to do. The kids are going to be here at my house. We're going to be
And that's public
doing
school.
homeschool. Yeah.
So you know what's interesting about that, Bala? There's no federal enactment yet. There's been no federal law passed stating that they can even offer that yet. So I guess
Really?
it's just preparing itself. So
It's
don't
because-
be surprised if they turn around and they say that that's not even an option anymore, because the president hasn't turned around and made a decision on that yet.
It's because the government's,
Yeah.
state government, is trying to make up their own rules.
Yes.
And it's not overpowering the federal laws,
Yeah.
which, just like what the president said yesterday, for everybody that wants to go to church, churches are open as of yesterday.
Yeah.
And if there's any issues and the governors don't like that, they could give him a call,
Yeah.
and they will not like that discussion.
Yeah.
I believe that's 100% right. The president overpowers any government, and that's the way how we elected him. And I'm not just saying it because it's Trump. I'm just saying any president should overpower any government in situations like this.
Yeah. So if the states decide that they want to reopen their schools and he sees any issue with it, he reserves the right, the final authority to turn around and revoke that. And the issue is going to be, Trump basically left the states up to carte blanche to make their decisions, but he told them not to make decisions on schools until we have gotten through every state getting through at least phase 3, and every state is not through phase 3 yet. So some states are starting to make decisions on schools and they shouldn't be yet. So, it's interesting. I always feel like it's easier to wait and give parents choices when you know you have those choices to give them. It's a lot harder to turn around and tell a parent, oh, I'm just kidding. That's not an option anymore. Because now you have a parent who's made some further decisions based upon the choices you just gave them.
Yeah.
It may be hard at the time to tell a parent, I'm sorry, I can't give you an answer yet. But if you tell a parent that you can give them the option for their child to go back to school, and now a month later you say, I'm sorry, that can't happen, they may turn around and tell their employer, I can go back to work, and now you're revoking that. That's hard to do. So I like to err on the side of caution, and I like to wait till I know that we can give that option. So,
one of my friends up north, she's got 2 kids, and she's been told to basically wait till the Prime Minister's on their meeting on Thursday or Wednesday, and if she's got the kids got to go back, she's not going to send them because all the families had it and all the closest people had it. She said, I'm not taking the risk. And she said, I'd rather go back in September. At least we give that a few more months of breathing space to blow over a little bit more. But she got one of these snotty-nosed letter from a from an MP to state that if your kid is dedicated to go back to school, we'll send them back to school, and your choice is your choice only. But we have got to reserve the right that we need the kids back. And she said no. She wrote back. She said not a chance. When all the 8 families, what she's got around her, has had it all, she doesn't want to get the kids ill. You know what I mean?
See, the thing is,
It's going to be.
Yeah. Go ahead, Bum. I'm sorry.
The government gives the school so much money for per kid that comes to school. If the kids don't go to school, they ain't going to have no government money.
Budget. Yeah.
No, I'll put it to you this way. The Senate bill that we're waiting on right now that could cut 20% from each state, it affects our district. If we don't get that funding, I'll just give you an example. We're an average size district. If we don't get that money, we're cutting $6.9 million out of our budget. And we're an average size school. So imagine for some of the bigger schools what that could mean. That money is going to mean a lot for a lot of kids. So the Senate needs to make some good choices. We need to help our children, our nurses, our hospitals. We need to make some good choices with that money. As far as the parents getting a choice, I don't see how schools can't give parents a choice when it comes to coming back to school. I know here in the States, Sparky, we have testing. Children can opt their children out of taking tests, and it's a choice. Children don't have to take tests. And if children have the choice of opting out of tests, how are they not going to have the choice of opting out of not going back into an environment that their children could get sick in?
Yeah. It's just, my honest opinion, this is only my honest opinion, please don't take this the wrong way. We are going so fast at the moment with the government here, they have no idea. The roads are on, they have no idea. There's so much going on, and there's too many unknown to me at the moment. I have no idea what road should we go on, or what road they should go on. We all should be working together in this thing, and it's not. The government here, I'll tell you something, one head's talking here and one head's talking there, and there's nobody actually making a right decision and making it right thing for us, because at the moment, we've been told transport's back on the 1st, we've been told all shops going to be open on the 1st, with social distancing, which is fine. But the government said all small charity shops or any small shops has to get one customer per time, which is fine. But who's going to marshal that? Who's going to pay for the staff for that? And no one set anything up. No one's done anything like that. So if you walk into a shop and someone else is there, you've got to walk out, and you've got to be like Morrison's here, UK store. There's staff there doing brilliantly, and some staff are just arrogant, hell bent to make your life hell because they can do it because they've got a bit of authority. And we was in, me and my missus the other day, walked in. I made a comment to my missus, and this lady said it's company policy. I just said something about you can't have this kind of sector like this because if a blind person comes in, he's going to walk into something. You're going to get, and it's like all for disabled people. I just got told basically it's company policy. But me and Mrs. had trouble getting round because the floor was so uneven. And there's no one around managing it, nobody doing anything. And I just think you've got to have a bit of common sense in this world. There's no common sense, and I wish there was.
Well, you know, Ellis, when you sell stuff, right, do you get people like wearing masks and covered all over?
I don't have that nearly as bad as what I've seen you and Henry up there in Long Island. I have, I've probably sold almost 100 things so far. I've maybe had 3 people come with masks on.
Oh
I mean, that's, yeah. So
well, now that it's getting hotter out here, people used to come suited up, and there's been a few people that you can only see between the eyes and the mask because they're now that it's getting hotter, you could see that they're like struggling, and the ones that are fully geared up, they just want to hand me the money and leave. I'm like, no, that's not how it works. Let me show you how it works. Let me show you that it does work, and then hand me the money, and they're literally melting.
Oh man.
So it depends what kind of mood I'm in. I'll try and like keep in the sun for a little bit longer.
I mean, I don't mind wearing a mask, gloves, or anything. I'm not bothered about that. But when you've got somebody stood there, literally with a handkerchief, coughing into it, which is fine, but then they look at you like grabbing stuff and all that on the shelves. I'm like, can't you wash your hands? Can't you do something properly, a bit more intelligent? You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like people just don't look. People look at me like, am I complaining? No. I'm asking you, can you use some sanitizer gel, or can you just go and wash your hands after you've done that for a bit of safety? And there's no staff telling anybody this. It's just the public's getting told nothing. And it's just common sense that you need in society to get through this, and logic. And it's not happening. Me and Mrs., we know what we're doing. Well, half of the other public do. But why is the percentage of people haven't got a fogginess about anything?
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest, Sparky. When you really think about it, think before all this. Most people have the worst proper hygiene to begin with. Most people, you leave a public restroom, and you know how many, and I'm speaking from a woman's end. Do you know how many women that I hear flush a toilet in a public restroom and walk right out, not washing their hands, it's disgusting. Most people have the worst proper hygiene to begin with. You go to the grocery store on a regular basis, people are coughing and hacking all over everything. So now you put them in circumstances like this and you want them to behave themselves. Of course they can, And they're the same people that are saying, I don't want to wear a mask, I don't want to wear gloves. You probably have the dirtiest house going to begin with. So.
That's not true. That's not true, because I don't want to wear a mask, I don't want to wear gloves.
I clean our house. you can eat. Please, look at you. Please.
Ellis, Mowers.
Yes.
I enjoy your videos. I enjoy your videos very much, especially the tractor videos. That's what me and Lucky's into, If you ever decide to start scrapping out mowers, give us a call. Okay?
All right.
especially the 820 rear ends and the 206s and the 207s. We really like to have them.
Basically, any parts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
First gen steering on a Craftsman. I need like 4 of them.
I'm replacing one this week.
Well, you know what else? Do you put parts on eBay like Henry, or do you just try and save them for another project, or do you try and sell them locally?
Usually, I don't. Probably neither. What I'll usually do. Well, what I'll usually do is keep them if I can for another project, because I found that I've got like one Craftsman type, one MTD type, and then I don't know if I have a Murray out there or not, but I found that if I have like one of each, then the parts really help out. I can just take it off of that and pop it on another and make about 6 or 7 good ones out of the parts mower, you know?
Yeah, very nice.
So, Ellis, are you saying Bama? I'm sorry, but I don't have any for you.
I got a Craftsman. I got a Craftsman too. I got a Craftsman 2 right now, and I'm thinking I'm probably going to need a motor for it, and it's a side shaft motor, and it's an Oppie. So that is going to be hard to find a motor to replace that motor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Harbor
I've got
Freight.
a couple of verticals at the house right now. One of them's giving me fits, but them things are awesome.
Harbor Freight.
The Carver.
Go
Yeah,
grab a
Harbor
Predator.
Freight, right?
But
Yeah.
you guys should get in touch with KCB. Check him out on Instagram. He goes through
Craftsman.
so much stuff. I'm shocked the stuff he comes across. So if you need something, I would reach out to him on Instagram. He's very busy on Instagram. You can see the stuff he picks up for free. Alex, he makes me jealous. And he probably the stuff that people throw away by him and just give away is phenomenal.
Yeah, he gets a lot.
Yeah. Okay. So then you know. And so then so Bob, you need to get in touch with KCB. Same thing with Mike. Get in touch with KCB because the stuff he just had to throw a bunch of stuff on scrapyard. He was just out of space and out of room. Wild. And Second Chance Mowers too. I think he does like a scrapyard.
Oh, that's cool, Casey.
Yeah. So those are two guys. If you need parts, look up with the 2 of them.
He's actually Second Chance was up early today because he's going to get 4 free ride-on mowers.
Wild. And you would never get that around here.
Never.
Cool.
Have you got rid of your trailer one with the vacuum thing, whatever you want to call it? Your free thing. Have you got rid of it yet?
No, I haven't even got a chance to fix it yet. I'm so behind.
I keep trying to, my buddy James Faust, I keep trying to offer to him for free. He don't want to come get it.
Well, it's like this week. I got a go-kart out here. It's got a Tecumseh 5-horse OHV onto it. I could find a coil for it. I could buy a coil for it, you know?
Yeah.
So I've been working on that. My next door neighbor, he's an older guy. He's got a zero-turn Troy built. He was scalping his grass, and it's got 3 blades up underneath of it. And I said, well, bring it on over, and I'll look at it, you know? Well, I'd done already adjusted the deck. The deck is sitting level. And I got it up in the air where I could see it. He messed with one spindle and had it upside down. Instead of on top of the deck where it bolted in, he had it up underneath, bolted to the underneath. Don't ask me how in the world the belt stayed on it. Yeah. And he was scalping his grass. I said, well, there's your problem, lady. So I took the pulley off the top of it, and the whole shaft just fell right out from underneath of it. I said, well, that's good. I ain't got to take the blade off. So I changed it around, put a new bolts in it, you know, and everything like that, put it all back together, put the belt back onto it. Worked beautiful. He made 5 passes out here in the grass, and all of a sudden the belt went flying off from it. Cut, slap into. I said, well, that's not my problem no more. Mm-hmm. But I got people around my area right here in my little central location. They seen that I work on mowers, you know, and stuff like that. Oh, do you work on mowers? Not really. I don't want to work on no customer mowers or anything. There's a phone. We'll catch ya.
Oh, see ya. Where was that? All right. I'm gonna drop you down, dog.
Just for 1 sec, Doug.
So my question is to you guys, right? Because you guys work on Ellis, maybe Ken, and Lucky, right? There's a lot of guys here who sell lawn tractors, and they'll sell it with bad spindles. So I have spindles on my Time Master. It's only 3 bolts to hold them in. Are they expensive? Like, why do people choose not to
Are they greasable? Here's the thing: you got greasable and non-greasable, and even the ones that are greasable. And Ellis, you can attest to this. There's 2 sealed bearings in, so I don't care how much freaking grease you put in there, it ain't getting to the bearings.
Right.
So what I normally do, if I get a deck, I'll take the bearings out. If there's no grease fitting, I'll put one in. I'll take out the inner seals on the bearing. I'll load it up by hand with grease, and then I'll put the fitting in. This way, and I tell you, night and day as far as the noise. Night and day. But they do sell, even if you look at John Deere, they'll sell one part number, which is like a consumer spindle, no grease fitting, for $18. Then the one with the grease fitting for $32.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But is there a hole in the consumer one where you can add a grease fitting? You literally
No, you have to drill the hole yourself. The problem is, if you drill a hole, you're going to empty half a tube of grease in there before it even gets to the bearings, and that's if the bearings have open ends. Normally, they're double sealed bearings, so where's the grease going to go? It's not going to go anywhere. Pump all you want.
You can pop off the cap on those bearings, though.
Yeah, pop the seals right out, no problem. But I'm saying a lot of people, they'll just drill a hole, figure, oh, I'm greasing. Even the ones that come with greasable spindles have double sealed bearings sometimes. It's stupid. What I do, I'll take a piece of aluminum or even plastic, I'll make a rod, and I'll stick it in that space in between the bearings, so I only need like a third as much grease. So, like, you know when people put bricks in their toilets, so it's less water? Same principle, though. You put that in the spindle, you don't need as much grease to get to it.
Yep. I've actually took apart brand new mowers that, we'll say, several months old, that had to replace the bearings. And you take the bearings completely out, and I swear to God, they're dry. There's grease around everywhere, but the bearings itself is dry.
Ooh.
I used to design bearings for a living, and I tell you, the amount of grease that's put into a bearing is so small. I mean, we pack bearings like wheel bearings. When you do a ball bearing, the amount of grease needed from the factory is literally drops. It's hardly anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep in mind, you get a deck after you're done cutting, you touch it, you'll burn your hand.
Mm-hmm. So, but here's the thing, though. Why are people selling lawn tractors that need spindles? Why are they choosing not to? Are they hard? Are they expensive? Are they?
No. It's just an added cost. Added cost. You have to, and the thing is, on a lot of these cheaper ones, the Husky spindles, AYP, they've got 3 self-tapping screws that go into the housing. Try getting those off after 20 years. Snap. Yeah. And now you got to replace it anyway. Or the ears snap off. So it's just a pain in the butt.
Yeah, I got one missing already on my time master. I'm trying to take that out. I'm like, what the? You see what my yard looks like. How do I lose a? How did I snap a bolt on my spindle already? And I'm like, ooh.
But the best thing to do, though, is take the spindle apart, make sure you have no shields or seals on the inside, pack it with grease so that way. I mean, yours, I'm assuming, are greasable, right?
No, they're not.
On your tongue? Oh, they're not?
No.
Oh, put a Zerk in. You know how to do that. You put a Zerk in.
Well, what I did, when I got one snap, what I did is I pulled my spindle bolts out, put NECs, and put them back in. No.
But what some people I do too, on some, if I know I'm going to service the mower once a year, I'll take the spindles off. It takes 5 minutes, pop the bearings out, repack them, put them back in. It's good for the season.
Yeah.
That's all.
I was really thinking about, I forgot how much the spindles were. They were pretty cheap. I was thinking about just adding it to like routine maintenance, just replace them every year. I do my own landscaping, so I'm saving money. Might as well just make my life easier down the line, you know?
Okay.
It's like almost like being like preventative maintenance. Change them before they break.
Yeah.
That's my whole business at work, what I do for Lockheed. I mean, if a machine is up and running, we've done our PM, we've done our job. So,
you guys, do you see a lot of blown spindles out by you, Ellis, or no?
I've only had a couple of blown spindles. I had replaced a couple on Craftsman riding mower that had actually broken the actual housing. I know the AYPs, I've seen quite a few of those that have had like busted actual housings of the spindles. And so luckily I can get a pair of spindles, even though they're non-greasable, for about $36. Yes. And so it does make it worthwhile to repair it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, $36, that's not a lot of money. But people around here, because now what's going on, stuff that they should be throwing away, they're selling. And they're actually selling it. It's like blowing my mind. You know?
One thing I see a lot of lately, Ellis, you were talking about the AYP Husqvarna and Electrolux, the star pattern, when people don't realize it's actually a pattern and they just suck down the bolt and it wipes out the star pattern. But you can buy the shaft
a couple of them.
$8. No, the shafts are only $8. instead of spending
Yeah.
30 on a spindle. So,
Right.
Yeah.
but they don't tell you that part number.
Yeah, they don't
Right.
have the right tool for the right job, and they just try and make it work, and then they make it worse for themselves. Jesus.
Yep. I know they also sell the housings and whatnot by themselves, but that you can put the shaft in. I saw that. I'm gonna
Yep.
if I see that I have broken housings and it seems like the shaft is good, I'm gonna try that one
Yeah.
time just to
How-
see if that's good.
How much cheaper is it?
Oh gosh, I think there was a pack of 4 housings for $15 on eBay.
Oh, wow.
It was the
Yeah.
whole spindle for 18. You know.
Yeah.
It's all Chinese now too, Jason. You get it all imported,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
But one thing too on decks, always check your idler pulleys too, because those bearings are always crunchy, and that's what makes it the most. They make more noise than the stupid spindles do.
Yeah.
Now, are the pulleys like serviceable on the lawn tractor?
Oh yeah, the bearing. Well, it depends. Usually the bearings can pop out, but a lot of them are riveted two-piece, so it rivets and holds the bearing in. So you'd have to drill out the rivets. It's cheaper just to go to Tractor Supply for $6 and buy a shiv or a pulley.
Yeah.
Well, like if you have a lawn tractor, right? Would you advise somebody like when they do a tune-up, take like a shot of like your favorite like WD-40 PB Blaster and just send it down a little bit, let it set, wipe it down, and then it'll be good for the year? Or that doesn't help it at all?
On what though? Spraying lawn?
You're saying like the idler pulley and everything else, like on the deck per se?
No, because they're sealed bearings. What I do is I have that grease fitting kit. It's got the pointy nozzle. You
Yeah.
can stick it under the seal and give it a few pumps. But if the bowls are already rusty, doesn't matter what you're gonna do.
Yeah, it's not going to go anywhere.
I tell everyone that buys a brand new mower with a mower deck, take the spindle covers off, get rid of them, put them on the shelf. Every time you cut your grass, blow off your deck. Make sure the grass isn't building up. That's the death of mower decks.
Interesting. I thought it.
Why would you take the covers off?
How are you going to get the grass all out? Otherwise, it's going to turn into mud and rust.
Mhm. Well, is that why you see a lot of landscapers? They take the belt cover off their walk behinds, or is that just because they're rotted out?
No, because you can inspect it, make sure the belt's not cracking. You blow everything off. You can grease it. I mean, it's all. I mean, you're not going to stick your arm in there. Hopefully, you know.
Yeah, I see a lot of landscapers here. The belt covers off their front walk behind. You can see everything, and I'm like,
Because they need to know the condition of their equipment, and it's at a glance. That's what it is.
That's crazy.
Yeah, as long as that cover doesn't act as a belt guide, because I know it seems like on the John Deere's, like the L100s and stuff, it kind of almost acts as a belt guide too.
It acts as a belt guide when the belt gets worn and starts flopping and wears through the cover. That's how you know to change the belt.
Yeah, that's true too.
And it holds you in those covers because the belt's doing this.
Yeah.
Because people go to Tractor Supply, they buy the $14 cheap blue belt. Oh, I don't need to spend $37 on a belt. And a week later, you get a phone call. Oh, it's doing this and doing that. Well, buy an OEM part. When it comes to belts, I stick with OEM. They're better quality. And you know what? There's not one belt made by any tractor manufacturer that is a standard size. It's all 47 and 13/64 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's never a standard half-inch or inch. So you get what you pay for.
MTD deliberately makes their belts a quarter inch
Absolutely.
longer.
Absolutely. Yep.
You know what's funny?
That's
If
it.
you
You
go
see
to
that in
track-
snow throwers, right?
Yeah, well, snowblowers.
I won't use it there. I will not. I have never used a factory belt. I go to Tractor
How did I
Supply.
know that?
I go to Tractor Supply, measure them up. You can find the size of a belt of any size. My Aaron's blue. It's original set of belts from 24 years ago, and they were aftermarket belts. 24 years. Like Jason changes his belts every year. That's a total waste of money. This truck is 24 years old. It's got the original belts on the motor. The odometer reads 285,000 miles. You want it? Hey, Jason, is your house bought and paid for? Mine's 2 payments away of being paid for because I'm a cheap. How's that?
So to me,
It's just when it's 2 a.m. and you're stuck with a broken belt, you'd be like, shit.
so,
Pantyhose, baby. I can make anything work with pantyhose.
Well, no. We have remember those orange. Remember those orange. What do they call those, Lucky? The belts. They're like the links. I forget the emergency belts they call them.
Yep.
We use those all the time.
but
They
if
used
you
to make them
take
out of
off your-
leather. Now they make them out of plastic.
But if you take your the reason why I don't take off my the reason why I can't take off my belt covers on the mower deck. I've got privet hedge. I've got lilacs. I got everything, and I mow right as close as I can get. I could just picture that going by having that lilac bush or privet bush, grab that vine and suck it into the belt, and then I got to buy a belt. If you hose it out,
Well, that's why you have a string trimmer.
Huh? Hey, I don't like to
That's why you
trim
have a
only
string
unless I
trimmer
have
to do
to.
around the bushes.
I get as close as I can. I work 65 hours a week. I don't have time to be a perfectionist. I go by, turn and burn.
Nah.
I did 8 sets of doubles last night. And now I got a driver that broke down and it's coming back. Now I'm sitting in the yard waiting to get my good dolly back so he don't drive out of here with my good dolly.
Excuse me.
Because I'm sure Lucky 7 knows the difference between a pile of crap tractor dolly, trailer dolly, and a
I like
a good one.
Thomas's comment.
But the reason why I change belt on my Arians every year is, one, we do snow removal, and two, we have a very good following, and we're expensive for snow removal. We are. But we have a good following because we are reliable. So I think belts for the Arians are like anywhere from like $16 to $20. You know, to me, that's very cheap.
It's not life-changing.
Cheap job security. And if we go out snow blowing all day long, anywhere from 12 hours plus, while the snow blower is still hot, I'll drop Royal Purple and I'll put fresh Royal Purple in there. Because you know how those spouses get. They get a little bit low on oil. The rider wants to say hi.
Yeah, but it's like this, okay? I tell everybody that's got a small engine, if you use that engine once a year, twice a year, very low, like a rototiller, you're going to use it twice a year. A snowblower, well, if your name's Pathé Performance and someone like me puts a jinx on you, you'll never get to use it again.
Lucky us.
But no, but seriously, you know what I do with my snowblower and my rototiller and like my leaf back? I don't use them all the time. So when I'm done with them, I shut the gas off, push them in the garage, and walk away and let them run out every time. Every time. I never use stable. I've never used one single drop of that storage crap, ethanol-free gas all the way. And I got a shut-off valve on everything I own.
Yeah, we can't get that here.
No.
Yes, you can.
$9.99. You want me to pay $10 a gallon for gas? Absolutely not. Never.
It ain't $9.99. I did a Google search when I was at Henry's and I showed them the app. There's one in your area,
West
4
Babylon.
miles away.
West Babylon.
4 miles away. You can look it up. There's an ethanol place online, an app online. You can type in ethanol stations near me and it'll pop it up. There's one right near you around the corner. You can literally get it for $3.
Yeah, but Scott, if it's Cam 2 or VP, if it's race fuel like 100 octane, good luck trying to burn it.
Not happening. Not happening.
I'm telling you, I did a Google search, ethanol-free stations near Henry, and it
I
popped
think it's
up like 3 of them.
ethanolfree.com or ethanolfree.org, something like that.
I use Gas Buddy. That's how I found out.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
but guess what?
go on Google. Go on Google and type in ethanol-free gas near me.
I'm doing that right now because that's crazy. Now, Ellis, you're in God's land, so you should have freaking ethanol free by you guys pretty fairly cheap, correct?
Yeah, about less than 2 miles away. I've got a station, so it's pretty plentiful down here. And what is it? Probably about 60 cents more than regular unleaded, so it's really not too bad.
Yeah. Now,
it's pure-gas.org. Pure-gas.org.
But it's like 2-cycle gas. Henry said before, that's what screwed up the engine. 2-cycle gas will not hurt a 4-cycle engine. The problem is people they leave it in there. But burning it through 2-cycle gas is actually good. It lubricates the upper cylinders. It lubricates the rings. There is nothing wrong with running 2-cycle gas in a 4-cycle engine. It's actually good for the engine. You just can't leave it in the engine. That's the problem. Because then it separates.
Scott, the closest one to me, Scott, is about 12 miles away, but it's 100 octane. I'm not going to run 100 because it'll never start.
Listen, gas is gas. It gets you the job done.
How much is it?
Lucky, you know as well as I do, the higher the octane number, the slower the burn. So you try and pull start something on race fuel in a small engine.
Exactly.
Scott, the nearest one to us is almost an hour away, so I'm gonna
No,
spend.
West Babylon. West Babylon is race gas. 5 minutes to an hour away is what Ellis would get. It's cheaper. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, ours is 89
the closest one
octane down
to
here.
me is an hour away. So
I
like
see one
89, 90.
solution. Come down here. Let's take your car and bring the tank and show me where you're finding this.
You're gonna need more than that giveaway gas tank with the $50 bill to deal with that.
No, I learned
Don't
better.
give her any ideas.
I learned better, Lucky, when someone shows that that's the better way to teach. So
Yep.
Scott's going to come with his card, his debit card, and he's going to show me where to go.
Hey, put it this way.
Come on
I will.
down.
It's like plastic gas cans. I don't know why anybody would use a plastic gas can.
Oh,
I
hold on. Wait, we're getting some interception in your feed right now. I am so sorry, Scott. I don't know what just happened here. Oh, I don't know what just happened. Oh, poor Scott. That was such a shame. Don't forget to enter the giveaway for the gas can and the $50 cash giveaway.
You know what?
Cash is king, everybody.
I like Scott. Giveaway's over. See, I like that. See, we don't do that.
Miss Pate, I believe.
I'll send you to go live with Scott, please. See how
Miss
that
Pate, I thought his screen was getting flurry for a little bit. Yeah, it was flickering.
little snowflake static coming through.
I don't think I could hear him.
Yeah, I know Ellis was squinting a little. He couldn't see him so well. Oh, sweetheart, you're back again. Hey, Daddy. Craig's back. Hey, Craig, welcome.
Oh, so
Okay.
it's funny when I used to go to the lawnmower shop, they encouraged that I run 2-cycle a little bit more stronger with the oil in it, and they says it's cheaper to foul out a plug than blow an engine. But I don't use I don't use my leaf blower enough to do that. I haven't been able to use my leaf blower this whole freaking year now.
But you know what the fallacy of that is, though, Jason? When you put more oil in the fuel, you're actually running lean because there's less gas. And
Yep.
running lean is worse than running, with oil. So it's backwards.
Yeah, they encourage that. I'm like, no, thank you. They're the ones that also encourage to leave everything in the tank, and I'm like, yeah, that's why you guys are busy. No, thank you.
I actually caught you using my Cobalt leaf blower.
I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. I don't want to be on the next door app saying that I called the cops on and they're not showing up. Can you believe that?
They don't arrest you for electric stuff, though, even though it's making the noise and spreading the virus?
He was out there I gotta tell you, this is how quiet the one I used on the deck, the Cobalt one. It was like 9:30 at night. And the only reason I knew he was running it was because I keep it in a certain spot in the basement. And I went to go get paper towels and it was missing. And I went upstairs. I thought I left it on the deck and it wasn't there. And I went outside and he was actually blowing the driveway. You don't even hear it.
Yeah.
Like it's that quiet.
I mean,
So
you can
it's
hear it
pretty
when
good.
you're close by. It's good for what it is. I was just, when I'm done making a mess in the driveway, I
It's
just
okay.
blow it out. And
I'll share my equipment with you. Just charge the battery pack, good to go.
yeah, you know what? She was supposed to help me clean up yesterday. Oh, yeah, I'll help you before it rains. And where is she? Right here.
A flat left.
Jesus.
We had a giveaway to do.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, what did Robert get yesterday? Let's see. I ended up getting a free Toro self-propelled with a bagger. A free Toro. That never happens around here, that's for sure.
I had to spend
There is
$15
nothing
I had to
for
spend
free.
$1,500 to get a free Toro.
Nathan, I just got a text from a customer of mine saying there's two Toro snow blowers 2 blocks from my house out at the curb.
You better run like the Dickens.
There's no snow.
No,
There's no
No,
snow.
with my luck, they're 1968 and all rusted up and blown up and whatever. But I'll take a look. Because they may be the little 2-stroke ones.
Yeah. I told him, I said, don't you bring home a single snowblower. I don't care if it's a brand new Ariens. There's no room.
There's a lot
No,
of
it's
good
in
deals.
here. I have no room for anything.
There's a lot of good deals out there.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it's been over an hour.
Yes.
which
This
is pretty
has been
crazy
fun. This
since
has
we
been
went
fun.
live
Yeah, it's been
yesterday.
a laugh. It's been a blow. Yeah, and it's about been nice.
I
These
think
are
Mike,
awesome.
Mike goes live. You go live
10
at 10,
o'clock,
correct?
right?
Yeah, hold on. I got a picture to show you. I just had to find it though. I gotta turn the screen off. 1 minute.
Uh-huh.
Who's that, Mick?
Silas, what are you working on today? Are you
Hey, they're twins.
Oh, man.
They're twins. One with baggage, one without.
You
They're
said
twins.
You're repairing those? You got those.
Tell
I'm
me
sorry.
someone
No.
putting these away.
It's a joke. Get it? They're twins. One with baggage, one
Yeah.
without.
Oh, my God.
I sold them last year as a set. But that's it's just a funny joke, you know.
I love it. I love it.
Twins, one with baggage, one without. You get
I
it?
love it. Now we have to ask. We can't help it. What does something like that go for by you, Lucky? Did you?
I sold both of them for $100.
Oh my God! That's come on now.
Yep.
Jesus.
And-
what would you sell those for?
What would you sell?
Oh,
Both
gosh.
of them
It's a
together?
Honda.
Yep.
It's a Honda and a bag.
That's the thing. You can't sell push mowers up here. Riding lawn mowers, you can't sell. You're lucky if you get $50 a piece for any type of lawn mower.
But you said waters are popular by you or no?
We're in a city, so there's not
Oh.
too many people that have push mowers, and if they need it, it's like I said, a very small yard.
Can you get away with the weed whacker then, I guess? A lot of people just have weed whacker.
Oh yeah, you could sell those a dime a dozen. Yep. I think the most people that have more landscape would be the businesses around here.
Okay.
Yeah, and they pay someone.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But besides that, thank you for having me up on the panel.
Thank you guys.
Absolutely, always a
Ellis,
pleasure.
Bart,
And
Ben,
Ellen,
you
thank
all.
you for joining us.
It's fun.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Easy. Take care of yourselves. Look after yourself, everybody.
We Ken on Sunday, what, 9 o'clock or 10, Ken? I forgot. 9 or 10?
9. Hey, Sparky, what time is Mick today, Sparky?
I haven't got a fucking. It's usually about 6:30 UK time.
So about
So about 1:30 our time.
1:30.
Yeah,
1:30.
right there. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Remember, we're going to put a link in either today's live or Monday, so you guys are looking out for some of those veteran foundations if you want to make donations. It's not a foundation of ours; it's an accredited one. And also remember to give back as much as you can in your time and your thanks to our veterans. Gentlemen, ladies who are watching, we love you so much. Don't forget to make sure if you're watching this on the replay, enter your comments for the giveaway that the Mister is so excited about. And we'll catch you on the next one. Love
All right,
you
guys.
guys.
Later.
We'll see you all in a half hour.
Yeah.
Later.